Greetings, everybody. And today is an amazing day. It's not just a Friday, it's not just Saturday, it's not just, Sunday. It's just a great day. Every day can be a great day if you put your mind in a perspective. If you learn to wake up like a champion, to ready to conquer this world. And in front of me, I have not just a champion, not just a warrior, but an amazing person, a God's masterpiece. And this is Russ. Russ, he's a body and life transformational coach. He also has his own personal studios where he trains men and women in Atlanta, Georgia. He is a transformational coach. He is a global speaker who travels and spoke around like over 7 countries in the world. And he's right now in front of me, and I'm interviewing him. This is just mind blowing. Russ, you just made my day. This is just amazing. We are going to be also honoring our past, we're going to be celebrating our present, and we are going to inspire the future. And you are the masterpiece of everything that this show represents. How are you today?
Wow, Ilana, that might be the most inspirational, best introduction I've ever had in my life. Sincerely, thank you so much. And it's so great to be on with you, spending time with you today. I've already, you've already charged me up in the few minutes we've been talking before we started. So honored to be here.
Yes, I'm very honored too. So I know, I've been telling to everybody, look at you. You look like you're very successful. You have accomplished so many things. You literally transform time, lives one person at a time. Not just physically, you have your studies, but also emotionally and mentally. And that is just the powerful. But we all have something that happened with us in the past that made us the person we are today. So Russ, I would love you to share with us your story that happened to you in your childhood, where you can inspire and made you this resilient person that you are today.
Definitely, Ilana. And we were speaking before, I believe resilience. I love everything you're doing with your podcast. There's a lot of different success principles I'm sure we'll talk about. But the number one thing is resilience. It's easy to do what you need to do when things are going great for you. But when life happens, you get punched in the face, as I like to say, which always happens. Are you going to get up? Are you going to keep going? And so, I feel like I've been overcoming adversity my whole life. And when I say adversity, I have perspective enough to know that I've had an unbelievably blessed life. My problems, that we'll talk about, pale in comparison to some people's problems. And that's one thing that I've learned is having that perspective, no matter how bad things are or the challenges we're having, and most of them, let's be honest, are just things that really don't matter, that we make a bigger deal than they are. When we realize none of this little stuff matters, I heard, so it was Brad Lee online, and he said, imagine if you woke up, every morning and he offered you, or somebody offered you $10 million, but you can't wake up, it's your last day. Would you take it? Of course you wouldn't. So then we should open our eyes and be like, wow, it's just being able to have one more day on earth is worth at least $10 million.
Yes. Yes.
But, I did, I've had my challenges. So I grew up, I'm 6'6", I'm a tall guy. So I was never obese, but I managed to grow up, tall, buck-toothed, goofy, and chubby all at the same time. I had the big spare tire around my stomach. I hated it. I had to get the husky pants going back to school. And I remember, going to the pool, all my friends seemed to have the flat stomach, the abs, and they, they would tease me. And, so either they teased me because I had, the spare tire, or I'd keep my white t-shirt on. And then of course they teased me for that. And I decided I was going to figure out how to be one of those fit, lean, muscly guys. I wanted abs. It was all about having abs. I used to watch wrestling, and I started running. That's all I knew to do. I love to eat. I still love to eat. Totally transparent about that. And my body didn't change. I guess maybe I got a little healthier. I got introduced to lifting weights in my late teens, early 20s, and I really liked it. It made me stronger, started getting some muscles, but never really got the physique I wanted. Went into accounting, just kind of fell into that. Got my CPA undergrad in accounting. Got my master's in accounting. I started working for one of the big firms, and, it was a good job, but we're working long hours, late nights. We had the corporate accounts. So, business dinners and whining and dining the clients, drinking and partying with my friends, coworkers in my 20s. And I was working out. I wasn't in terrible shape, but I never did what I knew was inside of me that I could do and I wanted to do. And so at 27 years old, Ilana, I hired a coach. I said, I'm going to really do this the right way. I hired a coach. I got the top natural bodybuilder in the world to work with me. I entered one of those before and after 12-week contests, did everything my coach said, trained basically like a natural bodybuilder, and took my body fat percentage from over 25% to under 5%. Hardest thing up to at that point, the hardest thing I'd ever gone through in my life, the super discipline. I mean, for people who don't know, like, 5% body fat is basically, bodybuilder stage ready. Like, you have to go through a tremendous amount of not only physical, but mental and emotional discipline, to get to that level. But I did it, and I was like, wow, like I finally got the abs, got the body. And it was so inspiring to me that I said, this is what I was put on earth to do. Yes. And it took me a couple of years, but I ended up quitting my job, my great job as a CPA. And for the past, in 2006, went full time. So now for the past, 15 years, have been helping people, get my mission, is help people help 10 million people get the physical, mental, and emotional energy that they need to fulfill what they were put on earth to do. Because like you and I were talking about before we came on live, like each person is a unique gift from God and has a unique gift that only they can get out to the world in the way that they're able to communicate it.
Yes, this is just a fascinating, Russ, what you have just shared, and I also know you also mentioned that, it all starts in here. Discipline always starts with your mind. If your mind is ready to start transformation, your external body will show that. But first of all, this is how I train for my marathons and triathlons. I've trained my mind. I didn't train my body. My body was disconnected from my mind. I'm like, you know what? I don't care how my body feels, but in here, I know I will be crossing that finish line. And this is what you do. You transform their minds. You charge people out there. You give them positive, this energy that they can achieve. And that's what you use the same thing to achieve for yourself. How does it feel when you achieve finally what you have put your mind into? So tell me this moment when you finally realize that, oh my gosh, look at me. What did it look like or feel like?
When I won the contest?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I agree with you. Like, mindset is everything. I mean, and we know, you and I know something, a lot of people don't even realize the power of their minds, but even when we realize it, it's like one thing to know how powerful, and I still don't even think we scratch the surface on how powerful our minds really are, but we know we can use our mind to help, accomplish things with our physical body and, our relationships and our business and, finances and all that. But it still doesn't mean that you still have to do it. It's kind of like a lot of people say, well, that stuff doesn't work. I tried it. It's an ongoing thing. A lot of people say, Russ, how are you so positive? I work at, just like I work at my body every day. I'm intentional about it. I work at it. I can get depressed, unhappy, angry, just as much as anybody else. So when people say it doesn't work, it's because they're not using the practice of focusing on your mindset. It's kind of like saying, well, I know how to run. I ran 5 miles once. And then you quit doing it, well, you're going to quit getting the results. You have to work on it every day. Yep. But I felt incredible. I felt incredible. I felt proud of myself. One thing I did learn, and luckily, my early mentor, Skip, and I've continued to use mentors. I still use mentors and coaches. I'm a huge believer in that. Getting someone that has done what you want to do. You can figure it out yourself with sheer determination and never quitting. But I've learned life is short, and I want to get to where I want to go as quickly as I can. So using coaches. But my mentor told me, he said, one of the things you got to be careful of is you've always got to have another goal. Because when you've got this goal you're reaching towards and you're going, and then you reach it, there's this part of us that's like, is that all there is? Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought it was going to be better than that. And so realizing a couple of things is, number one, always having something else to shoot for, celebrating, smell the roses, be proud of yourself, always having another goal. Because growth is, we're either growing or dying. We've got to be growing, having something to shoot for, something pulling us forward, but also enjoying the journey and realizing it's not just about the goal, but it's who you become, by doing the things you have to do to achieve that goal. And that's a constant battle for me because I'm an achiever. I always want that next thing, but realizing life is beautiful and short, and yes, go for the goals, reach my full potential, but it's okay to enjoy the process and have fun along the way too.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that, with this kind of statement and with mindset. People do things. It's you're working on your mindset is like working, on your muscle. The more you use it, the more it can get stronger and stronger. If you don't use it, you're gonna lose it. So mindset is just another muscle that we have to kind of work on that on a daily basis. And I also know that there was a phrase by Tony Robbins when I was in his class. He said that always ask the help from the qualified people. Do not ask mechanic to do your taxes. Do not ask somebody else who is just watching the, let's say, tennis to teach you how to play tennis. So you went to qualified people to ask the help. You investing in them because this is correct. Most of us are going for help to ask for unqualified people just because they are there to help us, just because they are there to kind of always be with us. Doesn't mean that they're going to take us and lead us to the goals that we have created for us to achieve. So we have to be very careful about that. So we'll be able to kind of achieve what we have put our mind into it. And yes, we just have to just grow up with that. So tell me this, what is your typical day in your gym, when you train people looks like? I'm just curious. I'm sure like other people will be too.
Yeah, no, happy to do that. I mean, that's so true though. Like is who you get your advice from. Like and I learned that like I want to get my advice from, and I want to get a coaching from someone who is doing something that I want to accomplish at a high level. And it's like getting, a lot of people, they get their financial advice from their broke neighbor, or their relationship advice from, somebody who's, been divorced 6 times. I mean, like, model, I'm a big believer in modeling, but model, people that you want to be like.
Yes.
And so in terms of, now I forgot what you asked me, sorry.
Like I know,
my
right?
typical day. You got to keep me on track, Ilana. I get it.
I will do that, no problem. What is your typical day when you train?
So at this point, yeah. So I have at this point I have 14. We just hired 2 more. Yeah, 15 actually. Fitness coaches, team members that work with me. In my 2 personal training studios in Atlanta, we do private personal training, and then we do coaching. I was already doing coaching. I have my Body Transformation University that I created to help get people in the best shape of their lives, along with Zoom mentoring. I've been doing that for a while, but we realized last year with COVID, when we got shut down, we're like, we have to come up with a solution for our clients. So we started doing one-on-one Zoom training just like this, and we figured out how to train people. Some of our clients have home equipment, some don't. How to literally give super effective, super safe workouts over Zoom where the clients have 0 equipment. So that part of our business has grown all over the country, all over the world. So that's been huge. But me personally, I'm not doing any of the training at this point. I have my team do that. I'm have leaders in my team that are managing the different branches of the business. So my job at this point is to create amazing leaders, create amazing trainers, and to promote our business and grow our brand so we can get to that 10 million people. So the only, quote unquote coaching I'm doing of people is I do a once a week Zoom call for my, diamond and platinum, insider group, where I'm coming on answering their questions, sharing information. We're holding each other accountable, all of those things. So I'm, out of the trenches, so to speak, in training, which I do love that aspect of, being there one-on-one, but I realize, and again, from good mentors, like I can only help so many people one-to-one. I have to duplicate myself.
Yes.
And leverage, my knowledge and skills and inspiration so that we can reach more people. And in the meantime, I'm helping to develop, other people within my company so that they can, reach their goals and dreams, within my company and have that fulfillment of helping others.
I love how you dream big. I love when people are dreaming big, and you also like use the word like millions. I want to reach millions. You do not limit your brain, to something that you cannot achieve. And I like your method how you train others. Yeah, you have to duplicate yourself in order to achieve the results. So you are focusing not into the millions, but onto the people that you have right in front of you, so they can duplicate you, and it will be like method of duplication, multiplication for everybody. That's how you can achieve your result. And Russ, let's say this is your only opportunity. I want you to take a couple minutes to speak to that person who is struggling right now in a school, while being bullying, what would you say to that boy, to that girl who is being bullied right now? I want you to take this moment to speak to her or him.
Gosh, that's such a big problem, and it's so sad. It breaks my heart. I have I have young kids. I have a 5-year-old son, and I have 3-year-old twin boy and girl. And right now it's all little kitty stuff, but I know what's coming. I mean, I see it. I see the bullying. It's gotten worse and worse, and I see the anxiety and the stress in kids. Teenage boys is the highest growing suicide rate. Teenage and early 20 boys. So it's been shown like having a strong male figure it's so critical. Obviously having a strong mom as well, but having a strong male role model is huge. So I would say to that person, like, number one, it's not about you. It's about the person bullying you. People who bully have been bullied.
Yes.
They're hurt. Hurt people hurt people.
Yes.
So understanding that they're hurting you because they're hurting inside. So taking that perspective and knowing it has nothing to do with you, knowing that, you are unique in God's eyes. You're special, no matter what you look like, no matter if you're tall or short or skinny or fat or black or white or whatever. Like, all of that stuff that people try to make fun of people for, make people bad for, make people feel it's just crazy. Like, we're all, and I think you and I agree, I know you and I agree, children of God. And so knowing it has nothing to do with you and that it doesn't matter. Like, other people's opinion of you doesn't matter. All that matters is your opinion of yourself and God's opinion of you.
Yes.
And nothing is worth going into depression, wasting it. Gets back to, again, every day I know it's hard when you're young to get this perspective because you think you're going to live forever, but as you get older, like, every day you get is a $10 million gift. And so to appreciate that and again, to strive to be your best, but like, nothing is worth, like, you, again, God, I believe God put everyone here for a special purpose, and like, people taking their lives, it's crazy. Like, nothing is worth that. Life is beautiful. You're beautiful, and shake it off. Get around people that inspire you, bring you up, and don't let the bullies bother you, because they're just hurting on the inside.
Amen for what you just said, Russ. Thank you so much for reminding us that opinions are very important, but not theirs, but your opinion of yourself, and getting the great role model, to will help you to shape your identity and help you to find your voice is very important. And yes, guys out there, please remember that you are unique, that you are God's masterpiece, that you can strive. There's nobody like you on the planet, that you can make it. Thank you so much, Russ, for being with us today. And God bless you for everything you do. Keep growing, keep reaching the millions and billions. And I know that you're going to change the lives out there, Russ. This is just, I feel it already.
Wow. Thank you, Ilana. I've loved our time. It flew by. You're amazing. And I'd love to do it again.
Awesome. We will have you, of course, again, because there will be lots of people will be like fascinated by your stories. I know you have tons of stories out there to inspire people, and that's what we want. We need positiveness in this world and people more like you on this planet, who transforms not themselves, but others, and doesn't stop there and wants to spread the good news out there. So thank you, Russ, so much for this wonderful day, for this wonderful chat. May God bless you. May God just, give you success that you have in your heart.
I appreciate that. And God bless you. And appreciate all you're doing. You're making a huge impact.
Amen.